Oh, okay, great. Woo! Yeah, he's got audio. Alright, go have a beer for all of us.
Hold on, let's check the YouTube stream.
Okay, hang on, we gotta check the YouTube stream. Is it? Okay.
Go to hell as well.
Where's the YouTube one?
Does he have the YouTube link?
He has the stream.
Oh.
Oh no.
What?
He hears my voice.
She gave me my money back, and she told me that she loved me, and she gave me my money back.
But I can't seem to move away. Not to say that you shouldn't share the blame. There is a softness to your touch. There is a wonder to your ways. away all the pain. Don't know how I feel. What's the deal? Is it real? What's it gonna go down? Can we talk? Can we not? Well, I'm here. Won't you tell me right now? And I'll care for you. Oh, care for you. Don't know. Should we stay? Should we go? Should we back it up and turn it around? Take the good with the bad and believe we can make it somehow. I will care for you. Oh, care for you. Care for you. Don't know how I feel. What's the deal? Is it real? What's it gonna
Once again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Voices of Courage. Please find your seats as our program begins in 5 minutes. Again, our program begins in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Should we stay? Should we go? Should we back it up and turn it around? Take the good with the bad and believe we can make it somehow. I will care for you. Oh, care for you. Care for you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Our program will now begin.
They want you to think the fight started in 2022. It didn't. Abortion stigma was already here, in the medical schools that looked the other way, in the residency programs that wouldn't train the next generation, in the halls of power where our patients' lives were treated like political bargaining chips. They tried to shame us into submission. We refused to submit. Instead, we built something they couldn't ignore, something they couldn't break. Physician by physician, state by state, we built a network, hundreds strong, of physician advocates trained to walk into those halls, speak truth to power, and most of all, fight, not fold, in state legislatures, in courtrooms, in Congress. Because Black and Indigenous patients, people of color, queer people, trans people, immigrants, those living with disabilities, and those experiencing poverty all deserve a doctor in the room fighting for us. Not just at the bedside, but everywhere decisions about our bodies are being made. Doctors who don't just provide care, but defend it, protect it, fight for it. Today, that network spans 46 states, my hometown of DC, and Puerto Rico, and it's still growing. Then came dogs. The bans worsened, the harassment intensified, the laws designed to criminalize the care we provide every day came from every direction. But pressure, it didn't break us. It fortified us. We went deeper, more connected, more strategic, more courageous. Abortion providers and gender-affirming care providers began building together in new ways, stronger than ever before. We didn't become resilient after Dobbs. We've always been resilient. We trust our patients. We believe in our patients. We always have. We always will. And this work doesn't end until every patient can access the care they deserve without barriers, without stigma, without fear. This network exists because people like you made a decision to stand with us, to invest in us, to believe in what's possible. Tonight, we're asking you to make that decision again, to fuel this movement, to grow this network, to ensure every patient everywhere has a physician who will fight for them. Because with you, we go further. Together, we are voices of courage.
So that is where we begin tonight, not with introductions, but with the reality that across this country, care is being fought for in real time, in exam rooms, in courtrooms, in the halls of power, and in the lives of patients who need care now while the fight continues around them. So, with that, good evening, everybody. My name is Fred Northup Jr. I am thrilled and honored to be back here with you tonight, and I'm especially honored to not be on stage alone, but to be joined by Amanda Steele, Senior Director of Development at Physicians for Reproductive Health.
Thank you, Fred, and welcome, everyone. Looking out at this room and knowing so many of you are joining us from across the country, it's incredibly powerful to see this community come together at this moment. Because what you watched isn't just a story, it's the reality our physicians and patients are navigating every single day. And it's also a reminder of what's possible when people come together to support this work, to stand with providers, and to invest in a future where care is accessible, equitable, and free from fear. And I want to name something plainly. The support you give tonight has a real-time impact. Just days ago, the Fifth Circuit issued a decision that threatens telehealth access to mifepristone and creates new fear and confusion for patients seeking time-sensitive care. That fear and confusion are not a side effect. It is the point. And this weekend, PRH physician advocates have been responding, speaking with clarity, grounding the public conversation in evidence, and helping ensure patients and providers know that they are not alone. While the Supreme Court stayed the decision this morning, meaning telehealth access to mifepristone will be temporarily restored while they review the case, we have so much more work ahead. Our community has a critical role to play, and what we raise tonight helps make that response possible.
That's exactly right. Tonight, you're going to hear from physicians who refuse to back down. You'll meet leaders who are building something stronger in the face of relentless attacks. And you'll have the opportunity to stand with them. Not someday, not in theory, but tonight. Because this is more than a program. It is a moment. And what we do with it together matters.
We're so grateful you're here tonight, and we're excited to share what you all make possible.
So, to help us begin, we are honored to introduce two incredible champions of this work, our Voices of Courage co-chairs, Dr. Chris Creatura
And Dr. Kristen Brandy.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. On behalf of Physicians for Reproductive Health, it is our honor to invite you and welcome you to Voices of Courage. And Dr. Brandy and I are so proud to co-chair this year's celebration. We're happy to elevate the powerful voices shaping the future of reproductive freedom, because what you just saw isn't abstract. It's what abortion providers, patients, and communities across the country are navigating every single day, because we believe that everyone deserves bodily autonomy affirming health care, no matter what. And tonight we want to thank the people that make it possible, especially our presenting sponsor, the Harnish Foundation, and our Livestream sponsor, Plan C. Your support fuels this moment, along with the contributions of every single person in this room. I love being in a room that's filled with advocates and allies, and patients and providers, colleagues, and some truly excellent rabble-rousers. I've been supporting physicians for over 2 decades, and I had the honor of working with Drs. Rashbaum and Tiller when my patients and I needed their particular expertise. Both of these fine physicians understood the urgency of abortion care and the necessity of providing this care with compassion that centered the patient's needs wherever she was. And long before Me Too, Dr. Tiller advised us to trust women. And this simple doctrine is how we move beyond the deeply embedded cultural habituation to the suffering of pregnant people. Because the truth is, we're living through a moment where attacks on our safety, our autonomy, and our ability to care for one another are coming from every direction. And still, this community shows up. We find ways to get care to the people who need it. We build, we organize, we refuse to back down, because we understand something really fundamental. We are all abortion beneficiaries, because every single one of us has been impacted by pregnancy care. And abortion is just part of pregnancy. That's just biology. And we need to teach everyone how that works. No exceptions. We're in a very difficult time, and history shows us again and again that moments like this are where change is born, and crisis begets creativity and resilience. And we're not in it alone. None of us is. We're here together. It's a room full of pregnancy patrons, I think. So let's take a moment. Who's joining us here for their very first PRH event? We want to welcome you, because we're so glad you're here. And if you've been with us before, make some more noise if you've been with us before, because we're really, really grateful that you continue to show up for us. We also want to recognize the exceptional PRH staff. This team works tirelessly. They support providers as they navigate legal threats and safety concerns. They train in digital security and policy strategy. They're constantly finding new avenues to make sure we have one another for strength. And it's because of that infrastructure that our Leadership Training Academy prospers. There are so many of you in this room. I met Dr. Jamila Perritt when we were Leadership Training Academy Fellows way back in 2010, feels like last week. And I keep finding our advocates across the country at medical conferences, rallies, and the halls of our legislators, and I hear repeatedly how indispensable this program has been to our work. Because all of us share the desire to live in a world where we just give pregnant people what they need. And when we work with others who feel this, it becomes possible. So now it's my pleasure to introduce my very accomplished co-chair and fellow LTA graduate, Dr. Kristen Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Creatora. And thank you all for being here tonight. Your presence, whether in the room or joining us from across the country, means so much. Because what we're building here isn't just an event. This space, this event, this space is a community grounded by dignity, in justice, and in the belief that healthcare is a human right. A community committed to connecting the dots between attacks on abortion, attacks on transgender people, attacks on maternal health, and attacks on immigrant health. While we celebrate abortion providers and abortion access tonight, we know that that is only one part of the basic rights that we need to be able to access, all of which are being threatened by this current administration. The only way we can push back on these threats is through community. And community is what is being actively built in this room tonight. I've had the privilege of seeing this work from so many angles. In my day-to-day work as an abortion provider, co-founder of an abortion clinic in New Jersey, as a researcher, an educator, and as a patient with marginalized identities that needed reproductive health care myself. But this view has been amplified and sharpened as a PRH Leadership Training Academy alumnus and as a former board chair of Physicians Reproductive Health. I've seen what it means to show up for the patients in the exam room, and I've seen what it takes to build the kind of support, strategy, and community that makes the care that we give possible. And I've also seen how fragile and how powerful that infrastructure is, and why we have to keep strengthening it together. And I can tell you firsthand, what PRH is building is essential. As a member of the Leadership Training Academy, I found my people through this organization. I knew I'd always provide abortion care, but PRH helped me find my voice. And that matters, because we cannot be what we cannot see. And this growing network of physician advocates, these truth tellers, is essential to our future. If you're here tonight, you are part of that. You are a voice of courage. Every person in this room matters. And yes, every dollar here tonight raised helps to grow this network of physicians who are showing up, speaking out, and fighting to protect people and expand access to care. This work is urgent, it is deeply personal, and it does not happen without you. And now, we want to take a moment to recognize the people at the center of this movement, abortion providers. This community includes physicians and advanced practice clinicians, nurses, midwives, medical assistants, clinic staff, patient navigators, clinic escorts, abortion funds, and so many others at the front lines. Yep. So if you're an abortion provider today in this room, here or watching from home, and if you feel comfortable, please stand up or raise your hand. Let us make some noise. Let's show appreciation, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you. You are the backbone of this work. Your courage, your care, and your commitment, especially in this moment, are what make everything we've talked about tonight possible. And tonight, we have the honor of delivering two extraordinary providers whose leadership and impact exemplify what this work looks like at its very best. We are proud to lift up these voices and their contributions, and we invite you now to see their voices and their work reflected in the videos that follow. Without further ado, let's begin.
I always knew that I wanted to be a doctor. I don't know exactly where that came from. My dad is a carpenter and brought us to Puerto Rico and Guatemala to do building projects and community organizing. There was always an idea in our mind that, there was something that we should find that was our way to contribute to society, to the world. I felt like medicine was the way for me to do that. I majored in human development. I was doing internships at a hospital as a doula and also at an abortion clinic. I think one of the things that I really loved and I think started in college was really having that duality of being there as a doula for patients in labor and then also as a support person for their abortion. Being the person that has the skills to take care of patients no matter what, has the empathy and ability to connect with them in those moments. It's a privilege and an honor.
Protests continue today in defense of abortion rights, including right here in Indianapolis.
I think we all started preparing in lots of different ways. We did not yet have a ban. We were kind of in the process of talking to legislators. There were trigger bans in Ohio and Kentucky. And so we actually saw a huge influx of patients into Indiana. Along with Illinois, we were the only states that were providing abortion still. When I was asked by a reporter, what are you seeing? What is happening? I told them the truth. It struck a nerve in politicians on both sides.
10 years old, raped, 6 weeks pregnant, already traumatized, was forced to travel to another state.
Our Attorney General, Todd Rokita, went on Fox News and said that they were going to start an investigation.
We're going to fight this to the end, including looking at our licensure. I'm not letting it go.
The idea that I would show that real-life example of what an abortion ban does threatens them and threatens the machine that they've created to enforce abortion bans. The advocacy and the speaking out is the action that they're afraid of the most. What played out over the next several months was a lot of back and forth.
Attorney General Todd Rokita says that he's now looking into whether the doctor failed to report child abuse.
Attorneys representing Dr. Caitlin Bernard filed a tort claim notice against Rokita for making, quote, false and misleading statements about alleged misconduct.
Indiana's Attorney General is suing IU Health, the state's largest health provider.
Before all of this, I went through the Leadership Training Academy. I had experience in, understanding how to communicate with the media, in knowing where all of my resources were.
Todd Rokita described you as an abortion activist acting as a doctor. How do you respond to that?
I'm a physician. I've spent my entire life working to have this position, to be able to take care of patients every single day. You cannot stop other people from accessing medical care that they need based on your personal religious beliefs.
Truth and not hold up the truth up. Thank you.
New this morning, Indiana Dr. Caitlin Bernard reprimanded for violating 3 counts of privacy laws after complaint by Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita.
This was not something that I expected to turn into a national debate. What it really is about is not the procedure that we did or, whether it was legal or illegal. It's often about us speaking out about it. One of the things that I've learned from this is just how many awesome people there are and how, there are so many people in our community, colleagues, but also, just perfect strangers who are just trying to make sure that there's justice being served.
Hundreds of Indiana doctors are coming to the defense of Dr. Caitlin Bernard, who was recently punished by a state licensing board for speaking publicly about providing an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim. They're speaking out against that decision and warning it could have dangerous implications for public health.
Sometimes it feels like you know, we're the underdogs, that we're constantly losing the battles, that we don't have enough power, but I think that that's actually not true, and I think we have a lot of power, particularly in all of the good people who are doing the work every day.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita will now go before the Indiana Supreme Court to defend himself.
The Indiana Supreme Court's Disciplinary Commission filed charges against AG Rokita Monday. They allege he violated rules of professional conduct and, in one instance, state law.
These institutions are really just made up of people, individuals, and when they're pressed by the people within them to do the right thing, that they are able to.
In today's opinion, the Supreme Court says the comments Rokita made about Dr. Caitlin Bernard, quote, had no substantial purpose other than to embarrass or burden the physician.
And also just to see the outpouring. I mean, I got letters and art sent to me and so many stories of why it was so meaningful to see what I had to say and the way that I was standing up for people who need abortions and abortion providers around the country. There's so many people's stories that we just don't know, we haven't heard for so many reasons, and to be in a place of privilege to hear those was really amazing. It's really an honor and a privilege, and it really highlights, you know, how much I enjoy what I do and get to do it every day, which is exciting.
Caitlin is one of those people that doesn't take any bullshit, and she's one of the people that reminds me that I should never do that either. And so when we're in spaces advocating for reproductive health, she's really this strong voice that reminds me that we should only accept everything and the most of what we want for our patients.
You know, I feel like I'm still pretty young in my career, but it also feels really full circle in a lot of ways. You know, it's really great to see all of our medical students and residents who are so excited to make advocacy a part of their careers, what they saw me go through. In some ways that creates a fear or a hesitancy in them, but it also, I think, creates a sense of strength that there is impact that they can have from their advocacy. There are so many of us who are doing this work and carrying that on, both in patient care and in advocacy.
Whew. All right. Caitlin. It's really hard to watch that and not feel both pride and the weight of what it takes for you to keep showing up the way you do. I've had the privilege of knowing you, not just as a physician, but as someone who leads with clarity, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to your patients, even when the spotlight is harsh and the consequences are real. What people see publicly is only a part of the story. What I see, and what so many of us in this community see, is the consistency. The courage it takes to keep speaking the truth, the care you bring to every patient, every decision, every moment. That is exactly what this award represents. Each year, Physicians for Reproductive Health honors a physician whose advocacy is shaping this moment. Someone who is using their voice to protect access, to challenge stigma, and stand firmly for their patients. The Tiller Advocacy Award is given in memory of Dr. George Tiller. Dr. Tiller believed deeply that no patient should be left without care, and he dedicated his life to making sure of it. He advocated boldly, even in the face of relentless opposition, because he knew that silence was not an option when patients' lives were on the line. This award honors a physician early in their career who carries the same courage forward. And Caitlin, you do that every single day. It's an honor to stand here, not just as a presenter, but as a colleague and a friend who deeply respects you, to recognize your impact and your leadership. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Caitlin Bernard to the stage.
Thank you so much. That was, yeah, it's so great to have somebody from Indiana. You know, a lot of times in these rooms, it's like, yeah, nobody from Indiana except for me. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for this recognition. It's really an honor to be here among so many leaders in reproductive health care and advocacy. I first want to thank my amazing husband. I think they're probably watching, and my 2 children, whose love is my guiding light always. To my family and friends and my work family who are here tonight and whose support lifts me up every day. I would not have the strength to continue this work without you. And to the PRH and LTA family who prepared me for something that I had no idea was even coming. And to all the lawyers and experts who rallied around me in 2022 and have continued to provide unwavering support in so many ways. Thank you for never letting me face this alone. When I was in college, I volunteered at Southern Tier Women's Services. Many people may know them, one of the clinics targeted by Operation Rescue in New York. And I was in medical school when Dr. Tiller was murdered. My mentor, Dr. Phil Farrow, was a friend of his. I remember his fear and sadness when Dr. Tiller was murdered. And it was then that I knew that I would do everything that I could to change the status quo. I truly believed that our generation could do that, and that by now things would be different and better. In some ways it is, but the past few years have been really hard, and I have felt hopeless at many times. I heard a story about a suffragist who died the year before women gained the right to vote. And I really felt I was a bit paralyzed, thinking of how long this road had been and how long it will still be. But then I go to work every day. Last week in Illinois, I provided abortions for people from Indiana and Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama and Missouri and Oklahoma and Texas. And I know that the practice of listening to people, trusting them, taking care of them, keeping them safe and healthy is the same work that gave so much meaning to Dr. Tiller and continues to give meaning to so many of you, no matter what your role in that is. This is where we are winning. We are winning every time a person tells their story, every time a person gets their abortion. We are winning every time a person sues for the harm that their state has caused them or speaks out after losing a loved one. We are winning every time a resident or a medical student learns how to perform an abortion. I see the determination and the resilience in this room, and I realize we are all carrying on the legacy of courage of Dr. Tiller and Dr. Farrow. From them all the way to the mentors and the heroes that we're honoring today, like Dr. Sarah Prager, and all of them have imparted on us their internal fire, that this is not something that we can let go, that this is not something that we can allow to happen. I continue to fight every day so that we might see true reproductive justice fulfilled in our lifetime. But even if the road is longer than we hoped, I take comfort in knowing that we are right now triumphing over the darkness. May my voice and all of yours continue to be the light that guides the way for so many to come. Thank you so much.
I was working for a mountaineering company. I took every Thursday afternoon off to volunteer at Planned Parenthood. That really sparked my interest, and I decided to go back to school and get my prereqs and go to med school so I could be an abortion doctor. I was hired here at the University of Washington with the goal of developing the family planning program. When I started 20 years ago, there was a half a day once a week of having the residents come, and we would try to kind of focus on family planning topics. Over time, we added more days of clinic, and we developed an 8-week rotation where they come and spend time learning about abortion care. I love it when students are learning I also love it when we're both connecting with the material, and because family planning is so personal, I feel like a lot of those people then feel like, not only do you know a lot about this, but you know a lot about this, and I need it. So like, I want to come and have you be my doctor. And that's always very cool to have like students or residents or colleagues want to come and see me. As part of my job through the University of Washington, I also get to go and provide care a couple times a month at Cedar River Clinics, which is an independent abortion clinic. It's a really great space to be able to go and do high volume abortion care, and they've always been incredibly generous about letting me bring medical students, residents, fellows to provide training. I find that once you start developing an expertise and also saying yes to things, you're asked to say yes to a lot of other things. It has allowed me to create a program called TEAM, which stands for Training, Education, and Advocacy in Miscarriage Management. So for 18 years, we've been going into clinic spaces, residency training programs, hospitals, and helping them develop better approaches towards outpatient miscarriage care. So we started with OB and family medicine, and then now we focus a lot with emergency medicine doctors and in emergency rooms, because that's where a lot of miscarriage is also happening these days. I did the precursor to the Leadership Training Academy when I was a fellow, so back in like 2004 through 6, and learned a little bit more about like, how do you talk to reporters and what does advocacy look like? How do you write a letter to the editor? Those sorts of things. I mean, I almost think you can't be a family planning doctor and not be engaged in advocacy, because it's such a critical component of what we do now more than ever.
Abortion is always safer than continuing a pregnancy, and never more so than when there is an emergent concern about the life or the health of a pregnant person. It is critical that all clinicians are able to treat pregnant patients with life-saving care, including abortion care, when that is required. Thank you.
When I got the email saying that I'd been nominated for this award, I totally burst into tears. It was very touching to me just that colleagues would consider me for this award. I have so many colleagues who are doing totally amazing things and are incredible leaders in their own rights, and I just kind of want to share it.
Ever since I met Sarah as a first-year complex family planning fellow, she has always been extremely supportive of me, always makes time for me, is an excellent example of exactly what a leader should be. Whenever she's faced with difficult situations, she always centers her faculty, her learners, and the patients that she takes care of, and is an amazing example of how to respectfully come to a consensus or how to respectfully collaborate with others who may not see the same perspective as her.
As frustrating and horrific as the past few years have been, the fact that just going to work every day, I am being an advocate. And I can talk to my patients and educate them about what's going on. And I can talk to our residents and our medical students and our colleagues, and I can give interviews, and I can go and talk to our legislators. It really helps to manage the anxiety about all of the other terrible things happening that I can't do anything about. But I actually can do something about this. It might be a little thing, but someone is going to hear what I'm saying, and it might change them from being like anti-abortion to being, okay, well, I don't want one, but I understand the necessity of it in the world. If that happens, and I know it does because I've had residents go through that, that's worth it to me.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be here celebrating Sarah Prager. Sarah is my former Complex Family Planning Fellowship Program Director, current Division Director, and professional mentor, and I also consider her one of my closest friends. She truly embodies the qualities of an exceptional leader: courage, compassion, patience, and vision. Sarah, watching that video, I keep thinking about how many people, how many providers, learners, patients are better off because of your leadership. The three of us, Deb Oyer, Suzanne Popema, and I, were thrilled to be able to nominate you for this award because you have been a leader in reproductive health care since the very start of your career, pouring your heart, soul, and energy into making sure patients have compassionate, accessible, and patient-centered care, working to keep the reproductive health laws of our state patient-centered, teaching the next generation of providers the same qualities you uphold, and making certain that patients and colleagues are treated equally regardless of their background or position. I tell everyone that I meet that I'm so lucky to work with you on a regular basis, and they always agree with me. In your leadership, you are approachable, honest, fiercely loyal, and willing to advocate for what is most important, not only for what our patients deserve, but for what their providers need to be the best they can. That's what the Rashbaum Leadership Award honors. Each year, Physicians for Reproductive Health recognizes a physician whose long-term contributions have expanded access to care and helped shape the future of reproductive health. This award is given in memory of William K. Rashbaum. Dr. Rashbaum helped build this field, training generations of providers and showing what it means to lead with both skill and compassion. He believed that caring for patients and advocating for them were inseparable, and that legacy lives on in leaders like you. Sarah, your impact is not only visible in what you've done, but in what you've made possible for so many others and the path you've paved for those who will come after you. It's truly an honor to celebrate you tonight. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sarah Prager to the stage.
Kind of short, so I have to lower the microphones. Oh my gosh, it's totally overwhelming standing up here. I'm so incredibly touched and honored to be receiving this award. It's incredible to share the spotlight with Dr. Caitlin Bernard, who's a hero to me, and I know to all of us in this room who are just incredibly appreciative of her strength and accomplishments. So congratulations again to Caitlin. And of course, Physicians for Reproductive Health. It's been a part of my life since fellowship when I did the Leadership Training Initiative, I think it was called at that point. And the work that PRH does and the support that it gives to our community and to our patients is really invaluable. I wouldn't be standing up here tonight without the support of so many people and so many of you in the room, so thank you very much all for coming. First, my amazing husband, Eric, thank you for coming. And my parents, Phyllis and Elliot Prager. And my sisters are both here also, Becca and Katie Prager. And you may have seen them earlier. They look kind of just like me. They were taking their name tags off to see how many people would congratulate them. And also Katie's partner, Michael, thank you. And they've all flown in specifically for this, so I'm so appreciative. And also extended family, both blood family and also just found family are here, and I'm so appreciative of you all being here, as well as many friends from college and other points in life and colleagues, and really it's just incredible to me to see everybody here at this event. And I know you're not just here for me, but I'm pretending like you are. I also have to say, my daughter Maya really wanted to be here. She's watching on Zoom, but she's taking finals in Paris, so don't feel too bad for her. But she really was hoping to be here. And then I also want to acknowledge a friend of mine, Justine Stamen-Arriaga, who couldn't be here, but did sponsor a table for many of us to then be able to come. So thank you, Justine. And finally, Deb and Suzanne and Jennifer. Where'd Jennifer go? Are you back over here? And Jennifer, I can't believe you put this nomination together, and it's just incredible to have you all here and to the honor of you putting that together for me. Thank you. I did actually burst into tears. I've been thinking a lot about what to say tonight, and I know there's a lot happening politically, like right now, that deserves comment, but this is the Rashbaum Leadership Award, so I thought I would say a few words about leadership. And I was thinking about how to kind of break that down, and I thought of 4 concepts: effort, respect, collaboration and community building, and mentorship. So first, effort. And what I mean by that is, you know, when I first started doing some mountaineering, I learned that a lot gets done if you just keep moving forward. And you don't always know what you're doing, but just move forward and something's going to happen. I haven't always known what the next step is, but I just know that if I keep moving forward, some of those roadblocks will go away. I'm not sure how many times Deb or Suzanne or my parents have asked me how often I'm going to keep beating my head against a wall. But you know what? I have a hard head, and some walls crumble, and so, you know, I keep moving forward. The second concept is respect, and I would say kindness also. People deserve to be treated with respect. It also happens that much of the time they recognize when you value them, and they're gonna work better and harder when that happens. Even if people don't agree with me, they may listen because they don't think I'm a jerk. I will also add that, you know, leading with kindness almost always improves any situation, whether it's a work situation or a life situation. So the third concept is collaboration and community building. And I know, much like hierarchy and creating opportunities for collaboration always benefits the end product. A diversity of ideas creates a stronger outcome, and almost all people are looking for community. I personally like to bring people together around food. Many of you in the audience have done that with me. Nothing creates community like eating together, and also people are happier and work better if they're not hungry. Finally, mentorship. None of my achievements have ever been accomplished in a silo. And the mentorship that I've received over the years has been incredible. I would not be standing here today if I hadn't decided in 1993 that I wanted to be just like Deb Boyer. Or if Suzanne in 1997 hadn't given me an opportunity to do an internship at her clinic, even though my medical school didn't support me doing that. As a result, I place a lot of importance in being able to also mentor others, like Jennifer. And it brings me immense joy to help people achieve their goals and their dreams. When I can't be an effective mentor, because mentorship takes a lot of energy and effort, I can still sponsor and promote and help others to make the connections that they need for their success. We're in a tough moment right now, and sometimes it's really hard to envision the way forward. We're gonna all need to work together to find success. And I think if we all put in some effort and remember to respect and be kind to one another, continue to collaborate and create community, and be mindful of mentoring all of those coming up in family planning around us, we're going to succeed. Thank you. I love you all.
Let's take a moment to thank both of our honorees. It's their leadership and their courage. They're exactly what this moment needs right now. And so in just a few minutes, we're going to invite everyone in this room and everyone joining us online to stand with the physician advocates and patients who are the heart of this work. So before we hear from Dr. Perritt, I want to make sure that everybody is ready for that moment. So if you're joining us online, we're going to put instructions in the chat shortly on how to give. If you're in the room, go ahead and find your paddle. Those are conveniently located on the back of your program. So in fact, everyone hold those up. We've got photographers here. Everyone hold those up so everyone can see how generous we are at home and in this room. Make sure you've got them. Make sure you have your paddle and that you're not donating your friend's money. That's an awkward conversation tomorrow. All right, perfect. Everyone's sorted. So keep those close, everybody, because in just a few minutes, we're going to ask you to raise those paddles proudly, to raise those paddles high. And tonight, we have a goal of raising $400,000. And because of the generosity already in this community, we are just $80,000 away from reaching our goal. So how about that? There's only one time we're going to ask you to hold your conversation, and that's now. So if you would, turn to the person next to you and just politely say, shh. Because before we ask you to give, we want you to hear from the person leading this work every day. Someone who understands not only the urgency of this moment, but what it takes to meet it. Please welcome the President and CEO of Physicians for Reproductive Health, Dr. Jamila Perritt, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, maybe I should just go. Since I already got the applause, I feel like maybe that's the end of it. Good evening. Thank you all so much for being here and for being part of this amazing, brilliant community. As physicians, we're trained to care for people, to listen, to respond to what our patients need without judgment and without delay. In the last few days and even mere hours before we gathered here tonight, we've experienced the collective whiplash as the prescribing requirements for mifepristone, one of the medications used for abortion, have changed, causing chaos and confusion. Misinformation and disinformation are pervasive. Patients are unsure, physicians are unsure of what is legal or illegal, safe or unsafe. It is only the most recent example of the fact that right now across this country, we are being asked to do our work in systems that are increasingly hostile to the care we know our patients need and what they deserve. And still we show up. We show up in exam rooms. We show up for our patients and for their families. At Physicians for Reproductive Health, we know something simple but powerful. When physicians show up in our white coats, people notice. They notice in exam rooms. They notice in the media. And importantly, they notice in the halls of power. The spaces and places where decisions are being made about their lives, whether that's in the State House, in a courtroom, or in front of a camera. Because we know that care does not begin or end in a clinic, and neither does our responsibility. We're at a turning point. Across the country, access to reproductive health care is restricted. Misinformation is spreading rapidly in too many communities, especially immigrant communities. Trans folks, people of color, and families living on low incomes are facing direct attacks on our health and on our dignity. The reality is that comprehensive care, including abortion and gender-affirming care, has been non-existent or exceedingly difficult to obtain for many of the people we care for quite some time. This isn't new. Stigma, shame, harassment, political interference, all have conspired to ensure that this time-sensitive, essential healthcare is pushed out of reach. No matter what happens with the legality of abortion, we all have a part to play to support access for our communities. Right now, even as we grieve the continued decimation of abortion access and the seemingly relentless attacks on care, it's important to realize that now, in this moment, we also have an extraordinary opportunity. PRH has trained more than 500 physician advocates, and there are hundreds of thousands more in this country who believe in reproductive health, rights, and justice, but are unsure what to do. They're not yet fully activated. We know that there are policies, beautiful, proactive, justice-centered policies being planted as seeds that we must work to cultivate and to create the political and cultural soil they need to grow and to flourish. This year at PRH, we engaged in an 8-month strategic planning process. We talked to more than 100 people and are proud to affirm that over the next 5 years, PRH is focusing on one central idea. We need to build, to organize, and to amplify physician power to create the world that we envision. We are building a national movement of physicians across specialties, across geographies, across identities who see PRH as their home for reproductive health, rights, and justice advocacy. This means that we'll be co-developing multiple pathways for engagement, from first-time supporters to highly trained spokespeople. If you're a pediatrician or an anesthesiologist or a psychiatrist who cares about reproductive rights, we have a way for you to get involved. It means we'll be investing in training, mentorship, and leadership development so physicians never feel alone in this fight. With our movement of physicians, we are aiming to build political power. For the first time, PRH is taking steps to establish a connected 501c4. This will allow us to fully engage in the political process, allowing us to speak truth to power, even during election years, to hold policymakers accountable, to advocate unapologetically for evidence-based care. We are building a future where elected officials turn to PRH as a trusted voice of physicians, and physicians are not just reacting to policy, we're shaping it. Because our voices need to be louder and more present than the fake medical experts. PRH has always prepared physicians to be powerful communicators. We aim to expand our presence in the media and digital spaces, and we're working to ensure that when the public, policymakers, or journalists are looking for answers, they turn to us. They turn to PRH. This work exists because people made a decision to trust patients, a decision to support physicians, a decision to invest in a future where care is grounded in dignity and access is not determined by geography, identity, or circumstance. Tonight, you are part of that decision. And in just a moment, you'll have an opportunity to help shape what comes next, to strengthen this work, to grow this community. At the outset of this program, you heard Dr. Brandy, my friend and colleague, talk about community. And I began my remarks with a mention of community, and I'll end it there tonight because I've actually been thinking a lot about what it means to be in and of community these days. In the midst of struggle and strife, the chaos and the stress, I realized that being in community is not just something I value, it's an absolute necessity for me. Having an advocacy home at PRH and a community of other people fighting for our liberation is what enables me and so many other physicians to continue to do this work. It fortifies and sustains us as we prepare for the road ahead. Our actions this evening, this gathering together, this building of and grounding in community, is a rejection of the lies that work to convince us that we are isolated and alone, powerless and small. This is simply not the case. Our togetherness, our community proves that to be a lie. Holding tightly to community in times of turmoil, it is a radical thing. I know that it is in community where we will always find strength and resilience, where we will be reminded of who we are and whose we are. In community, we are called back to our deepest selves, the self that not only carries the weight of suffering, but also the power of healing. As healthcare providers, this is what we have been called to do. As advocates and allies, we need your support to make that possible. Thank you for showing up tonight to celebrate our incredible awardees and showing up to keep PRH strong. When you support PRH, know that you are helping to build a future where all people are free to make their own decisions about their families, their bodies, and their futures. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Perritt. So friends, let's stay there for a moment, because what you just heard from Dr. Perritt, as we all know, it's not theoretical. It's happening right now. Across this country, physicians are showing up for their patients, and they can't wait for the courts to finish deciding their futures. These patients can't wait while access depends on where they live, or what they earn, or who they are. And so tonight is our moment to stand with them, because tonight you're building a future where everyone can access the care that they need. And together we're building something powerful, this nationwide network of physician advocates who are trained and supported and ready to show up wherever they're needed the most, and for patients and for providers and for all of us. So now it's our turn to carry this forward, to say to these physicians on the front lines, we've got your backs. So I'm going to start at a big number. I'm going to work my way down. We are confident there is a place for everyone in this moment. And so tonight our goal is 100% participation. Our top level is $10,000. And at this level, you're training physician advocates to show up powerfully in media and policy and public spaces. You're equipping them with the skills, the community, the platform to step into leadership and change what is possible for their patients. And to help inspire us, friends, Suzanne Kriskunas and Sarah McDougall are each giving $10,000 to be used as a challenge match tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. Is there anyone in this room who would like to join them at $10,000? And quickly a card goes up. Number 264, also at $10,000. Number 125 gives $10,000. Number 268, thank you for your generosity. Anyone else? Yes, how about a round of applause for our $10,000 supporters? Amazing. If anyone else would like to, remember, if everyone gives $10,000, we'll save so much time, we'll get right to John Oliver. Just want to, okay. Our next level is $5,000, and we want to say thank you to all of our online donors as well. At this level, you are protecting the people doing this work, because when physician advocates step forward at rallies, at public places, in media, at moments of high visibility, they deserve that they are not standing alone. So your gift can provide the security, the preparation, the support that they need to show up safely and speak clearly and continue fighting for the patients who need them. So Who can join us at $5,000? Hold your bid cards up proudly. And here we go. Number 111. You are number 1 3 times. I like that. Number 373, also at 5,000. Anyone else? There was a lot over there. I'm giving the right side of the room chime. Yes, how about another round of applause for our 2 $5,000 supporters? Thank you. Our next level is $2,500. At this level, you're preparing physician advocates to testify in Congress, to walk into those rooms with the training and the support to tell the truth about what is happening to patients across this country, as we've seen tonight. So who can join us now at $2,500? Raise a bid card proudly, and look, here we go. Number 110. Thank you for your leadership here at $2,500. Anyone else want to donate $2,500? If this helps, I did the math a few years ago. $2,500 is only $1 a day for the next 2,500 days. So if that helps, all right. How about another round of applause for our $2,500 supporter? Friends, remember, this work does not happen without everyone in this room stepping forward. This movement does not move without you. So $1,000 is our next level, and it's a big one. As I mentioned earlier, Suzanne Kriskunas and Sarah McDougall have put forward a $20,000 challenge match, and this is where we get to use it. That means your donation right now goes twice as far. You give $1,000, they'll match you with $1,000. If we can get 20 bid cards up, we won't make $20,000, we'll make $40,000 for patients and physicians in the future of care. So your $1,000 becomes $2,000 right now with the match. And here we go. Number 175, thank you for starting us off. Number 358, number 191, number 116, and recorders, you can just stay heads down. I'll read everything. Number 120, thank you. Number 219, number 246, number 210. Look at all these bid cards. Number 413, number 214, and we're still going. Number 401, number 292, number 321, number 368, number 134, number 170, thank you both, number 189, number 176, number 396, number 205, number 263, number 422, number 115, number 262. Wow. Anyone else at 1,000? Friends, we needed to get 20 bid cards up to use the match. We just had 24 people raise a bid card. Amazing. Thank you all for your generosity and your leadership. Let's continue at $500, just over $1 a day, to help physicians speak out in real time, preparing them for major media moments where it is critical that the public hears from trusted experts. Who can join us at $500? Raise those bid cards proudly. And here we go. Number 410, thank you. Number 310, number 109, number 350, number 204, number 220, number 362, thank you. Number 352, thank you. Number 332, number 331, amazing. Number 398, number 133, number 178, number 194, number 291, number 336, thank you. Number 285, thank you so much. Number 212, number 131, incredible. Anyone else here at $500? How about a big round of applause for our $500 supporters? And now we get to our final level before a little surprise. Our final level is $250. If you haven't given yet, here's your opportunity. At this level, you're helping PRH reach the public, cutting through misinformation, breaking down complex policy, and making sure that people understand what is truly at stake for patients. So every gift matters, every single one. Who can join us at $250 before we get to a little surprise? And here we go. Number 323, thank you for your generosity. Number 121. Number 252, thank you. Number 104. Number 163. Number 128. Number 400. Look at all these cards. Number 108. Number 215. Number 146. Thank you. Number 247. Number 346. Number 418. Number 333. Thank you. Number 371. Number 201. Number 372. Number 415. Number 353. Number 313. Number 137. Number 365. Number 208. Number 107. Number 424. Number 135. Number 211. Number 138, thank you. Number 136. Number 382. Number 383, thank you for being generous, even given your proximity to the bar. I appreciate it. Number 106, thank you. Anyone else here? How about a big round of applause for everybody who raised a bid card? Thank you. Thank you. This is what collective courage looks like. This is how movements are built. So thank you to everybody who participated. Thank you for showing up. Thank you to everybody who is joining us online, of course, as well. Thank you. I'm told what is it, 10 million? 20 million? Somewhere up there. Thank you to all of our online viewers. Because of all of you, more patients will have someone fighting for them. Now, if you haven't given yet, or if you feel moved to give again, you still can. You can see on the screen. You can text Courage26 to 76278 or visit the link on the screen. We also have envelopes available at registration if you'd like to give another way. What you've seen tonight is what's possible. What happens next is up to all of us. But first, we're going to shift gears. Before we welcome our friend John Oliver to the stage. And John and I first did this event 11 years ago together, and we look the same. It's amazing. We look the exact same. Before John comes out, we have one more opportunity to raise money to support PRH. And this comes with an amazing prize. Once again, John is donating 2 VIP tickets to see Last Week Tonight. Someone is going to win those for only $100. This is a very special experience. You get priority seating, a behind-the-scenes look at the show, the chance to be in the room for one of the smartest, sharpest shows on television and or YouTube, depending on where you watch. So yes, we just asked you to give because this work matters deeply, and now we are asking you to give because this work matters deeply, and because 2 VIP tickets at Last Week Tonight is an objectively excellent reason to make one more very good decision. So here's how it works. If you're in the room and you want a chance to win VIP tickets to see John's show, all you have to do is turn in your bid card for $100. Your bid card, of course, is your program. Our volunteers are coming through the room right now to collect them. Hold them up if you want to enter. When you turn in your bid card, that's your entry into the drawing. We're going to draw right here on stage. Not only that, John himself will draw right here on stage. So you can tell your friends if you're the winner, John Oliver touched my program. I don't know what the value of that is. I mean, conservatively put that at about $50,000. I'm not sure. So turn in your bid card. Again, it's $100. It's a final $100 donation to Physicians for Reproductive Health. Last year, by the way, everybody turning in their bid cards raised nearly $10,000. So tonight our goal is simple. We hope that you'll consider. We hope that you'll join us. We hope everyone will turn in their bid card. Again, you could win VIP tickets. If you're thinking right now, surely they don't mean me, I have some difficult news. We absolutely mean you. So turn in those bid cards if you'd like to. If you're sitting next to someone who hasn't turned in their bid card, you can remind them, hey, here's a good opportunity to turn in your bid card. And if they win, maybe they'll bring you along. Double your chances. So again, keep those bid cards up until we gather them. All right, do we have all the cards? They're coming to stage. You can bring those up this way. Anyone else sitting on their bid card thinking, oh boy, now I feel bad. I should have turned it in. Anyone? All right. We're putting them in a fancy bag. I like it. This is a professional operation. Thank you. All right. Is there anyone backstage who has the power to draw for a winning tickets to it? Hey, wait, look.
I have a hand. Please. Please allow me, Fred. May I? Please give it up for Fred, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. No one reads out 3-digit numbers better than Fred. Nobody.
Right. I mean, you taught me everything I know about. Someday we'll tell this story. I was just doing 2-digit numbers, and John said Fred had considered 3.
Fred, add another one. You'll never regret it. Fred, read it.
It's bidder number 129. See? Where are you, bidder 129? Congratulations.
Thank you very much. 129, congratulations.
Yes. Are you here, 129? Do you remember your bid number?
Yes.
They're right there.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, look who's on the stage. Give it up for the one and only John Oliver.
Fred, ladies and gentlemen, Fred, please give it up for Fred. Please. Please give it up for yourselves for being so generous, supporting this fantastic cause. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Physicians for Reproductive Health is one of my favorite organizations. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the extent to which you've supported the critical work they do. I wish it was less important. The work they did, sadly, we do not live in that world right now. So it is massively meaningful to me that you've been here. Please keep giving to them. Give until it hurts. I promise you won't regret it. No one has ever woken up bleary-eyed one morning and said, oh no, I gave too much money to defend reproductive rights last night. That's just not a sentence that makes sense in the English language. I've been doing this event for over a decade now. It's one of my favorite events of the year. It's extra special this year because it's happening on the same night as the Met Gala. That's very special. Very special to me. What is PRH's benefit if it is not in some way the spiritual opposite of the Met Gala? No shade to what is happening uptown. So it is important to honor the intersection of art and fashion at this year of all years. Especially when it's being sponsored by Jeff Bezos. Who do you think more of when you think of art and fashion than America's least favorite astronaut? But I'm much, much happier to be here with you this evening. Plus, think about what does the Met Gala have? It has the most glamorous celebrities on earth in one of the most beautiful buildings in this city. You get me in this room with a wall of barrels you can peer out through a window on New York's West Side Highway, the most beautiful area of New York. Every year it is voted the #1 place to be mown down by a city bike. What I'm saying is, who's having a better night tonight? Is it Beyonce or is it us? Reasonable people can disagree. And look at this. This feels Met Gala adjacent to me. Normally just the podium. This. Flowers that from the back are already dying. They've turned it the right way round. Well, 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 what a time it is for all of us to be alive right now. It is not ideal to be living, in general that stands. It's not ideal to be living in a time in human history where the news is so bad that you dread news alerts on your phone so much that a celebrity death can come as a genuine relief. Last September, I remember when ICE was in the streets of multiple American cities, Jimmy Kimmel was being actively threatened by the White House. My phone buzzed. I swear this is true. I looked at it, said out loud, "Oh, thank fuck for that." And my wife looked at me and said, "Oh, what just happened?" And I had to look her in the face and say, "Robert Redford just died." Yeah, she didn't like it either. But it was not my fault. I'd argue it was definitely not Robert Redford's fault. It was the world's fault for putting us in that situation. It is crazy to be living at a time where push notifications on your phone are so insane, they make your phone sound like a crazy person yelling at you in the street. In just 1 week last year, I swear this is true, in 1 week, the New York Times alone sent me news alerts saying that Israel had bombed Qatar, Charlie Kirk had been assassinated, and a link to the 6 best meat thermometers for 2025. What am I supposed to do with that handful of information, New York Times? Do the first 2 events suggest I need a high-end meat thermometer in my life? If so, why? Am I supposed to be grilling? What do you want me to feel? I think the nadir of realizing for me that I'd become completely calloused to surprise when it comes to news alerts was when my phone buzzed, said President Donald Trump has demolished the East Wing of the White House. And my first thought was, that probably happened, yes. That probably happened, and it may not break the top 5 worst things he does today. There's a part of me that has enjoyed watching the East Wing demolition unfold, because he said constantly that everybody wanted him to demolish the East Wing of the White House, which is always a pretty good sign. Absolutely nobody wanted him to do something. He even said, this is a direct quote, "They've wanted a ballroom at the White House for 150 years, but," this is a direct quote, "we've never had a president that was good at ballrooms." Now, here's the thing, regrettably, I concede he may have been right about that. But I would counter, is the reason that we've not had a president who was, his words, good at ballrooms, because that it's not necessarily important to have a president who was good at ballrooms. And the reason for that is, and this feels important to me, no one gives a shit about ballrooms. Apart from people who care about ballrooms, those people are all assholes. Every single one of them. The only time I find myself defensive of Donald Trump nowadays, the only time is when I hear someone say, "Well, I voted for Donald Trump, but I didn't vote for this." I find it very hard not to say, "Are you sure you didn't?" Because in his defense, he's said all of this out loud for years now. What part of you is surprised by this? It's like you saying to me, "Yes, I hired an untrained monkey to be a waiter at my grandmother's 90th birthday party. But I didn't expect that monkey to attack people and smear feces all over the wall. Why did you not expect that? It's a monkey's natural state." Your level of surprise is now making me less angry at the monkey and more angry at you for putting that monkey in a bow tie, much like Fred's, and putting that monkey in a position to fail. I really, really do appreciate you being here tonight. We do a lot of stories about abortion access on our TV show. A lot of, well, thanks. It is arguably more stories about abortion access than you would think coming from a show that insists on calling itself a comedy. We have used the work that physicians for reproductive health have done. We have seen the work that they've done. We know how important it is. When we've touched on stories as bleak as the state of abortion access, the state of things post-Dobbs, trap laws, crisis pregnancy centers, it is very, very hard not to be pretty depressed. We're working on a story right now about fetal personhood laws, and I know you all know how dangerous those can be. It is the new goal for the anti-abortion movement. Fetal personhood laws are to that movement what an Oscar is to Timothée Chalamet. They've given up pretending they don't want it real bad right now. And I think I've pointed this out to you before. As we go through those stories, and our researchers spent weeks and weeks, it's researching them. You always get to a point where it's hard to hold any hope because things are so bad. And I really want you to understand the extent to which the work that you do is the only thing that kind of ignites hope in us, and I hope ignites hope in the people that watch our show when we try to explain the context of what you are doing, why it is so important, and why you are the right people at the worst possible time to be doing it. So thank you so much for the work that you do. I'm in awe of it. Please keep doing it. You literally can't stop. Even when you want to stop, just don't. That's not an option that's available for you. So please keep going. You're the absolute best. See you next year. Happy Met Gala evening. Good night.
Give it up for John Oliver, everybody! All right, friends. After that, let's take a moment to recognize what happened here tonight. Because again, this was not just an event. This was a collective act of courage, and what you made possible tonight will show up in exam rooms and in communities and in the lives of patients across this country. So thank you for being a part of Voices of Courage. Thank you for standing with Physicians for Reproductive Health. And thank you for choosing to be a part of what comes next. Friends, my name is Fred Northup Jr. On behalf of everyone at PRH, thank you for your support. Give yourselves a round of applause for what we did together. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and have a wonderful evening.